By the way, it is very likely that this will pass all the way through or even curve and exit out the side, but it's worth a shot. Did not expect that. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Thanks for watching. Today we have a very exciting video for you guys, or at least it's an exciting video for me. So I have always kind of wanted a good semi-auto battle rifle in 7.62 or 308. The obvious choice would be an AR-10. They've never really been appealing enough for me to spend the money. The Scar 17 is another one. I've always liked those. It's kind of a dream gun of mine, but they do have their problems as well. And they cost an absolute fortune, as I'm sure most of you are aware. So I've just kind of put this one off until I found the right choice. And today, I think we might finally have it. So this is the PTR-91. Now, some of you might recognize this design, and that's because this is actually a very accurate clone of the HK91, which unfortunately is no longer available to us in the United States. So the PTR-91 is a roller delayed blowback 7.62 by 51 rifle. They're also made right here in America, which is one thing you could not say about the HK. I imagine they're also probably less than half the price of what an HK91 would be if you could actually still get them. So needless to say, I am rooting for this one big time. Let's try it out. All right, guys, PTR-91, I'll go ahead and give you a quick rundown here. It has a 16-inch barrel, 20-round magazines, of course. It is a 7.62 by 51. Charging handle is up here. It does fold out of the way, and I believe it's non-reciprocating. So you don't have to worry about it taking your thumb off, and you can lock it in that rearward position. So when you load your mags, you can do the patented HK slap. One of my favorite designs, at least aesthetically. It looks super cool. All right, let's shoot this thing. 308 usually wrecks steel targets, but we'll go ahead and give it a shot. This thing is sweet. Absolute cannon. I think I had a couple misses in there. I got to firing it pretty quick. And as you can see, no malfunctions on our very first magazine. That's a good sign. All right, let's do a little accuracy test with the PTR-91. Obviously, a semi-auto rifle like this is not gonna be as accurate as a precision bolt gun like the 6.5. But I've got our infinity target at 50 yards downrange. Hopefully y'all can see it there. And we're using a magnified EOTech. Not the best optic for shooting groups, but we'll see how it goes. Looks pretty good. Let's go check it out. And there's our group. By the way, these infinity targets do make the bullet holes look way bigger than they actually are. I would say it's probably a little over an inch if you actually look at the bullet holes. So like that's one hole right there, and then that is probably the furthest entrance hole from it. Let me grab a tape measure. All right, actually measuring from one entrance hole to the other, I'm getting exactly 1 1/4 inches. So with me behind the gun using an EOTech and all the factors included, we got about 2.5 MOA. Obviously, if it was clamped in a vise or something like that, we might get a slightly better group. Believe it or not, there's still quite a bit of movement even with that tripod. But for this kind of rifle, that is not bad at all. I believe the military requires 4 MOA, and we got almost half that, so I think it did pretty good. Hey guys, before we go any further, I wanted to let y'all know that for this video, we have partnered up with Vanish Holsters to give one of you a free $5,000 dream vacation if you purchase a holster in this month of July. That's right, this time they're giving one lucky viewer a free vacation, and to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is click my link in the description and pick up the most comfortable holster ever. Now, this is not your average range day holster. It's designed to eliminate all those excuses preventing you from carrying every day. It's very comfortable and discreet, fits 99% of semi-auto pistols, offers versatile carrying positions, and conceals 2 fully loaded magazines. Plus, they have an unconditional money-back guarantee. So I've had this holster for almost a year now, and I've actually used it quite a bit myself, especially late at night going to the store in sweatpants or shorts or something like that. If I don't have a gun belt on, I'll just grab the Vanish, and it works with all types of clothing because it just wraps around your waist. So to enter the giveaway, all you gotta do is click my link in the description or the pinned comment and get the most comfortable holster you've ever worn, money back guaranteed. And don't wait, because this giveaway ends in just a few days. All right, guys, as I'm sure a lot of you probably know, people often compare the 308 with the 6.5 Creedmoor, which is the caliber that we just shot in our last video. Of course, the 308 is a bigger caliber, but they are used for a lot of the same thing. So I want to shoot a couple targets that we shot with the 6.5 and just see how they compare. First up, we have a 12-ounce soda. Real scientific, I know. Let's see what it does. That was awesome. Well, I'll let those of you that watched both videos be the judge, but I'll tell you, in person, that was every bit as dramatic as the much hotter 6.5 Creedmoor. And this is a result I don't think I've ever seen with a 12-ounce soda. So it went through, obviously separated the top from the bottom half, but it just absolutely sandwiched that aluminum can onto our cinder block. We'll see how it translates on camera, but in person I can tell you that was definitely an epic pop can explosion. Don't know what it means. It's not exactly scientific, but it was pretty fun. And with a rifle like this, of course, we have to give her the old watermelon test. I've got 2 watermelons on the table, and we have 2 different bullets. The first one is the 150 grain normal whitetail that we just shot at the pop can, and the second one will be the 155 grain Hornady Critical Defense. Similar bullet weight, very different bullet designs. So we'll see which one does best. It's been a long time since we've shot a 308, and I don't know if we've ever shot watermelons with a 308. So let's see what it does. First up, we have the normal whitetail. That worked. That's gonna be kind of hard to beat. Let's try the 155 grain Critical Defense. Well, I think it might have beat it. I definitely got more shrapnel on me from the second one than I did the first one, but we'll see what the slow-mo looks like. Well, after watching the slow-mo footage, I don't know if I can say there was a clear winner. I do think the Critical Defense covered a larger diameter with watermelon guts, but they were both pretty impressive. Either way, before we go, I have one more test that I want to do, and for this one, we are shooting water. I've got 3 5-gallon jugs lined up on the table, so 15 gallons total. Hopefully this is enough to stop a 308. I want to see what that hollow point looks like after it hits a soft target. All right, we've shot this rifle quite a bit today, but none of that really shows us damage or bullet expansion. Hopefully this does. We've got the Hornady Critical Defense, definitely the coolest 308 that we have. Let's see if we can capture this bad boy. By the way, it is very likely that this will pass all the way through or even curve and exit out the side, but it's worth a shot. Did not expect that. What the f? Well, I literally stepped back far enough to avoid exactly that scenario, and it still wasn't far enough. I could have probably been 20 yards away and I still would have got hit. It absolutely launched that water, but you can see our entrance hole right there, pretty much dead center on that first water jug. And to my surprise, it looks like it's the only jug that was hit. I'm gonna stand this up. It looks like our entire bullet get out of there. Is in that first water jug. So there it is. We've got the copper jacket, a couple fairly big pieces of lead, and then like 1,000 tiny little bullet fragments. It looks like this is the biggest piece of lead that we have. Actually, a pretty good chunk. Here's our jacket, and then the rest of it is just tiny little pieces. And this is what I've come to expect with hollow point rifle rounds. They're going so fast that they tend to just break apart. They don't really expand like handgun rounds do. Not a round I would want to be shot by, and I'm actually impressed by the rapid expansion. 5 gallons of water was all it took to completely stop a .308. That's kind of crazy. Well, since we have 2 water jugs left, we might as well go ahead and test our other hollow point. 150 grain Norma whitetail. Unfortunately, to keep the test fair, I can't really step back to 40 or 50 yards. So I'm gonna shoot it from the exact same spot. Hopefully we don't get wet again. Dude, what the hell? Dude, what the hell? I promise I did not think that was gonna happen again. I've shot these water jugs more times than I can count, and I've never had it come back that far. I'm like 10 yards away, at least. I will say the timing is kind of convenient. After shooting this thing all day, it probably needed to be cleaned anyway. It's like brand new. All right, here is the water jug that we shot. Once again, it looks like it did not even make it to the second water jug. I see some bullet fragments in there, not nearly as many as I did from the first one. And that is our entire bullet, fully expanded, wedged into the plastic cap that was inside that water jug. I don't know if I can get that out of there. Holy crap. That sucker is in there, dude. What are the odds of that? Found a little 5.7 shell casing laying on the ground. Oh, there we go. Boom. And there it is. And the plastic cap that it was stuck in. So that is a fully expanded, intact .308 hollow point. Kind of crazy. I guess it all comes down to personal preference. Which one you prefer is up to you. One of them just completely shattered into a million little pieces. The other one, surprisingly, fully expanded and for the most part stayed intact. That's like 95% of that bullet. So my personal preference would probably be the normal whitetail because it did stay intact and it did not penetrate any more than the critical defense, but I would understand why some people might prefer the fragmenting hollow point. Either way, they're both extremely effective, I'm sure. All right, guys, that is the PTR-91 7.62x51 rifle. Obviously, today was my first time shooting it, so I can't really speak to longevity, but I will say I shot this thing hundreds of times today. I'm not sure how many of those are gonna make it into the video, but we had 0 malfunctions, which is a good sign. Usually, if a rifle's gonna malfunction, it's gonna be within the first few hundred rounds. And this one ran absolutely flawlessly. So I like it, I recommend it. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. As always, if you like the video, please hit the like button for me, guys. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.